Well, another show, another end. This is Harris Crush from SquishiVision doing my live post-watch reaction to Picard Farewell. I've literally just finished watching it, so this is my immediate reaction, having had no chance to kind of nitpick or script through the details. It's not what this video is about, it's just part of a kind of general impression of the episode. I have some. Oh, okay, so yeah, it was a strong end. It was. Okay. Here's the thing. I cried when in the final encounter between Q and Picard, and I think a lot of this has to do with what I mentioned before. John Delancey is just like a phenomenal physical actor. Like, I don't think that dude wastes a single utterance of a line or a, any the facial expressions he. I mean, it's theatrical, but it works. It's like he's just so emotive. So that like he makes it flawless. He makes it so it looks so easy as well. But yeah, that final bit of Q with Q dying and Q and Picard affirming, if not reaffirming a friendship, and Picard being like, "This is just all for you," was beautiful, and I cried. Perhaps I would have liked it if there was some reference to the trial finally being over. I felt that was a missed opportunity, but apart from that was great. But the episode was strong in other ways as well. It was quite coherent, easy to follow. It didn't really go on as much non-chronological tangents as the previous episodes, and so I think that made the ending feel a lot stronger. It felt like we had the actual ending and then the technical ending, like the bit with the Borg Queen. Agnes was kind of like a post, like an epilogue. Like that was always gonna happen, regardless of it. Like even if Picard didn't travel in time, and the Borg Queen was always like that. He probably would have made the same call. Like his decisions that he made there weren't influenced by going back in time. It just made it quicker for him to realize what was going on because he obviously had that context. Which I like. I like that was the case. So yeah. So I guess we could. Although it also kind of in some sense was a bit kind of amusing and cheesy. That was like, here's a last minute threat that we're just gonna deal with through the power of friendship. I mean, it's not massively like inappropriate or like cheesy, but you know, it was kind of it was heartwarming, but maybe a bit too heartwarming is too much of a good thing. What else happened in the episode of note? The resolution to the whole Rene has to die, not die situation, and then in the end it was fairly easy. Some resolution of like, yeah, it just meant someone had to die in her place. Which I guess, I mean, but there, it did thematically work in the episode. The whole thing was about absolving Jean-Luc of the guilt that he supposedly has been having the entire time, and it's one of his main motivations, and it's like kind of allowing him to free himself from that, so he can live the final years of his life, well, free of burden, I guess. That's a nice gesture, just a nice sentiment. I actually kind of like that. I mean, I don't know how convinced I am that Picard's actions in this previous series were strongly implicit towards someone who had a guilt Sparrow complex. But you know, we'll take it. And yeah, so I guess the death of Talon was actually kind of a nice moment as well, because it kind of was like, I really like the line, if you spend all of your time using your guilt to save other people, then the only person who won't be saved is you. And that was, I did like that quote. It was a nice quote. Yeah. The other characters kind of got sidelined a bit. They just had to do some stuff with a drone. It's very B-plotty with so much Paddy, but that's fine. I don't like the other romanticization of, oh, I knew this person for like a few days and I had a strong connection with them and they've changed my whole outlook on life. Therefore, I'm gonna completely abandon my normal way of life and start living with them. I don't like that. Maybe I'm just jaded after my recent experiences. But like, I don't know. Rios is basically giving up the opportunity to ever go home. And in fact, he does, and he gets killed in a bar fight. So, you know, let me listen to you, people. Don't don't uphold your entire life because you've got feelings for. I mean, I guess it worked out and they lived a long, happy life. But you know, I'm just gonna miss Santias Cabrera. You know, I just love that guy. He's a fantastic actor, and I wish Musketeers was still on TV. And I miss people. Will Wheaton was back, kind of playing more Will Wheaton than Wesley Crusher, but I mean that's unfair. It's hard to. I mean, the characters are decades older than when we last saw them in the Next Generation. People change when they get decades older. I'm different to how I present myself, you know, 5, 10, 15 years back. So that's unfair. It's same thing with Spider-Man. You know, Far From No Way Home. You know, it was weird seeing Tom Maguire play Peter Parker when he just seemed to not be playing Peter Parker. But I'm like, well, actually, this is Peter Parker who's decades older. But yeah, well, it kind of came across as like backdoor pilot-y, like it had nothing to do with the episode. It didn't resolve an arc. It was like, okay, here's this character, let's just swoop him off to another adventure off screen. It's like, I feel like they're building something there. And it's a shame that Will Wheaton didn't get a chance to be on screen with any of the other of his colleagues, so I kind of like to think that he's going to come back with the rest of the cast in the next season. This was the one thing that was spoiled for me, which I'm a bit sad about, because I would have been really excited if I didn't know it was coming. But Will Wheaton, we don't reference Big Bang Theory on this show. Wheaton basically made a post about it on Friday, which was the UK release date. And it was before I would have even had a chance, I think, to see it anyway. Maybe it was Saturday morning. But I mean, that's not his fault. I should have watched in time, so that's on me, I guess. Gosh. So hopefully we'll see more Will Wheaton, because I think he got a bad rep from the Next Generation. It'd be nice to give him a chance to redeem the character. We get a nice kind of typical end result for Sung that I guess ties into the Khan project, and maybe ties into Khan who's in Strange New Worlds, which I can't watch because for some reason they're not releasing it in Britain for another month. Like, I've got to avoid spoilers for a month. Do you want me to pirate it? Do you? I will. Like, try me. I'll pirate it. For legal reasons, I won't pirate it if anyone uses this footage in court. Oh, my green screen signs get a bit flickery. I'm going to hold my body. I might have to just... Well, just drop that key down a wee bit. Oh yeah, that's not great. That's flickering all over the place. Why are you flickering? Stop flickering. Oh no, I'm gonna go higher. No, I don't. Well, I don't want to do that. How we send it back up 100? Well, screw it. I cannot be bothered. Well, for a failure from distance. Yeah, I think we have some strong. Oh, also they really underplayed the whole by placing the key back into the back behind the brick. You're reaffirming your mother's death. Like, I realize he's very wise and he knows about time loops and not breaking the timeline. And I know it's meant to symbolize his journey of like forgiving himself. I get that. I get it means he's forgiven himself and he's not. And I get it means he doesn't blame himself. Still, if you're like, here's a device. If you put it in there, your mother will die. I don't think you're gonna be so calm. I mean, I guess we're skipping a lot of off-screen deliberation. Probably, I hope, maybe. But still, I underplayed that moment like a lot. I think. Sure. Oh, okay, and I guess my final note. Well, actually, no. Let me come on the series. So I think the season as a whole, I think there's been. I like season 1, but season 1 was very conceptual about one thing, which wasn't necessarily very. I don't want to say it wasn't tricky. It was very much Star Trek, but I think a lot of criticisms towards first season was that it was dealing with a lot of new things and it didn't feel Star Trekky. And I disagree. I think it was still Star Trek, but I guess it was Star Trek doing a new thing, which is fine. Which is fine, perfectly fine. This started feeling a bit more like a traditional Star Trek kind of plot, and then with a new spin. I'm like, well, that's a nice balance, make everyone happy. And then it got some weird pacing issues a couple of it through. It was very unclear to me what the actual themes of the story were, what we were leading towards, and we had all these weird like, kind of flashback sequences. And in the end, I realised what the points of them were. It was just not clear during the show. That's what I was watching, if that makes sense. But I think the ending does kind of put a bow on it, even if it's much like, I guess, my coursework and my degree work. That's a lie. My endings are the worst part of the ramble. What am I talking about? Okay, but the weirdest thing with the episode was the way it ended. I mean, I guess it's very Star Trek. I guess it's the same way some Star Trek Next Generation episodes ended, but it was a really overly composited, obvious CG shot where no one was actually on. Well, where you cut out basically the actors and this entire set of random was like CG. It was basically like a 2D thing in a 3D world, as a virtual camera pulled out and flew into the sky. And I'm like, it's 2022. Surely we can have better effects than this, right? Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm gonna be off because I actually don't know what I need to do. I guess I could talk for longer. If we've got 10 minutes, that's fine. I'm not going to screens to play around. So, thanks for watching, and we love Moon Knight to watch. Well, we'll be today. I know Star Trek on Friday. This might be my. Oh, well, that being said, I'm going to go see Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness on Friday. So maybe I'll do a reaction on Friday. Decent enough reactions there because I don't have enough time, but this is going to be the first Marvel film since 2017 I've seen on my own, so maybe I will. Maybe I will. Alright. I need to burp. There you go. On that note, fare thee well.